So many people are asking the same question right now. What can I actually do that makes a difference? In this episode, we slow things down and get practical. Not perfect, not performative, not someday, now. We share 5 real, tangible ways you can show up for LGBTQ plus people as an ally, a parent, a friend, a neighbor, and a human being. From advocacy and voting to supporting queer creators and businesses to getting involved locally, listening deeply, and sharing affirming resources that change lives. You don't have to do everything, just do something. And the best time to start or ramp it up is now.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
Well, hello and welcome to the FreedHearts podcast. My name is Robert Cottrell and I'm here as always with
Susan Cottrell.
Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome friends. We are glad you're here. If you're listening to this episode and if you're hearing my voice, you are. Breakthrough news right there. There's a good chance you already care deeply about LGBTQ people. Maybe because you are part of that community, or maybe because there's someone who you love is part of that community, or maybe because somewhere along the way, your heart woke, see what I did there? And refused to go back to sleep. And here we are. Lots going on. So much going on, lots of uncertainty ahead. Certainly it's a scary time for sure. But remember, as we said last week, we are not the resistance, we are the river. Go back and listen again to that episode. I love that episode.
So good.
This is a time that feels heavy for many in our community, a time that brings uncertainty, fear, for some exhaustion. And also, whether it feels like it or not, it's a time full of possibility as this river continues to flow. Because change doesn't happen all at once and never has. Change happens because ordinary people decide to keep flowing in the river again and again and again. So today we want to get very tangible, hands-on here and talk about 5 real things you can do right now to help LGBTQ people. Not someday or not when it's easier, but now. We had a pastor at a church we attended way back that he used to say, "What time is it?" And the answer is now. It's always right now. These aren't abstract ideas. They aren't perfection-based. They're doable. They're human. And beloved, they matter more than you may realize. And if you're already doing some of these, great. This isn't about guilt. It's about movement, moving forward. Because the best time to start, the best time to ramp it up is when? Now. So let's do this. We'll do 5 of them, and maybe you can do one. I'll do one. Yeah.
Sure.
So number 1 is be an ally and an advocate.
Yeah, we'll start here because this one matters more than perhaps anything else. We need allies everywhere, not just online, not just when it's trending, not just when it's safe. We need allies in neighborhoods, in workspaces, at school board meetings, in faith communities, on social media, and especially at the ballot box, local, state, federal. Because here's the truth, LGBTQ people cannot do this alone and shouldn't have to. Being an ally doesn't mean you have to know everything. It doesn't mean you'll never mess up. It means you're willing to use your voice, your vote, and your influence to push back against harm. It means speaking up when someone tells a non-funny joke. It means correcting misinformation when you hear it, calmly, clearly, and without shame. It means calling your representatives, perhaps. It means paying attention to school board elections, judicial races, local initiatives, because that's where so much damage and protection actually happens. And it means voting. Yeah, it's not a single issue voter, but to vote as someone who understands that LGBTQ plus rights are human rights and that laws shape lives. If you're a parent listening, this matters, especially because your voice carries weight in spaces queer people are often excluded from.
That's so important.
So when you speak, doors open. That's what an advantage is, or privilege is. When you show up, rooms change. Allyship is not about being loud. It's about being consistent. And when allies stay visible, LGBTQ plus people feel less alone. That by itself saves lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2, and this is a fun one, consume LGBTQ plus media, all of it. The second thing you do is, and this is deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful. Consume LGBTQ media, not just one book, not just one show, not just once during Pride Month, but all year long. Now, maybe you have watched or read Heated Rivalry, which is about hockey. Yeah, it's about hockey. Okay. Or watched a popular queer series, and that's great. But LGBTQ media is so much bigger than that. It's books by queer authors. It's music by queer artists like Saint Sinner. Video games with queer characters and creators. News written by queer journalists. Content from queer influencers, filmmakers, poets, thinkers, storytellers. When you consume queer media, you do something radical. You allow LGBTQ plus people to define themselves. You stop letting hostile narratives be the loudest ones in the room. You learn nuance, you learn history, you learn joy. And just as importantly, you fund survival because clicks matter, streams matter, sales matter to these queer artists. When you read, watch, listen, and share queer created content, you are materially supporting queer lives. And we're also, when we do that, we're also expanding our own imagination. And you begin to see LGBTQ plus people not as issues to be debated, but as full human beings with humor, heartbreak, brilliance, contradiction, depth. And
who knew?
Yeah, who knew? And that changes how you show up in the world.
Yes, that's right.
Along those lines, number 3 is you support queer businesses and queer workers.
Yeah, that's the third thing to do. Support queer businesses and support workplaces that truly protect queer staff. This isn't about rainbow logos in June. It's about where your money goes the other 11 months of the year. Shop at small, local, queer-owned businesses whenever you can. Hire queer professionals. Recommend them. Leave reviews. Tell your friends. And pay attention to the places you shop and work. Do they have inclusive policies or just inclusive language? Do they protect trans employees? Do they provide health care? Do they speak up when it's inconvenient? Economic safety is not a side issue for LGBTQ plus people. It is often the difference between stability and crisis. When queer people can pay rent, access health care, and work without fear, everything else becomes more possible. Supporting queer businesses isn't charity, for heaven's sake. It's community care.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most practical forms of solidarity there is.
Let's keep it rolling here. Number 4 is get involved. I'm going to say this near the end, but I want to say it now as well. This is a long list, and most of it is like, things to do. Please, if you have not listened to it yet, or even if you have, go back and listen to our last episode as well about we are not the resistance, we are the river. Because in the midst of all this stuff to do, it can become exhausting, and that's where we need that paradigm shift, that we are jumping in this river that's been moving since the beginning of time and will continue to move forward. Rivers don't go backwards. Rivers go forward. And find your boat, celebrate with the people around you, and there's life in that. So in all these things to do, let's keep our eyes focused.
Yeah, and what you're saying really is to be a helper. You know, my favorite Mr. Rogers thing when he was, as a child, watching TV, a disaster, and his mother said, look for the helpers. There are always helpers. And this is just a way to be a helper.
Yeah.
You don't have to create the resistance. You don't have to, sustain human life.
Right. You be a helper.
These are ways to be a helper.
And again, we talked about the river. You forgot to share a story. You didn't get to share a story last week about being in the river. You talked about in the river, celebrate and enjoy, because folks standing on the shore are like, wow,
I want to be in
That
the river.
looks fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in the river. And you had a story about your
I
childhood.
did. I remembered that we used to live in Houston. There was a bayou, Buffalo Bayou. God knows what's in that water. God knows. But we used to go over to the bayou by, riding our bikes along the railroad tracks. And we'd drop our bikes and we'd jump in the river. We'd go off these rope swings and fall in. And it was kind of crazy. And the river would go downstream and we could have gotten caught up in brambles. And I don't know if any damage happened to anybody, but I don't remember any of that. I just remembered it was so fun. It was so fun. And all you had to do in the neighborhood was say, let's go to the bayou. And we were all there. So
and all you did was jump in.
And all we did was jump in and swim around and get out again and swing in on the rope again. And it was so much fun. So that's the image of the river.
And again, the river is flowing, has always, way before. We talked about this last week. And please go back and listen to that again. It's a very powerful episode. And it's really peace for your heart. And it's strength and it's peace and it's joy. And in the middle of a fight like we're in right now, those are things that we can feel weak and not strong, and we can feel sad and not joyful and defeated, and we don't have to feel that way.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said all that, because I was thinking as we were reading these lists and talking about this, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel overwhelmed by the amount, but it's not. It's just ways to help. These are just ways to help. That's all.
That said, good segue. Number 4, get involved locally, personally, imperfectly.
Yeah.
And the 4th thing you can do right now is just get involved, not hypothetically, not someday, but locally, personally, imperfectly. And that could be volunteering with a local LGBTQ plus organization, join or support a PFLAG chapter, help with pride events, not just the parade, but the planning, the safety teams, the boring logistics that make everything else possible.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. I see what you did there in the river. If you're a parent, that was good. I like that. That's really good, whatever floats your boat. If you're a parent, your presence in these spaces, we talked about this, matters more than you may realize. We talked about that being a secret weapon within the church and within school. The parents, it's the parents. Because you become a visible sign that families can choose love. You're a hard voice to resist, and you're a lighthouse, a beacon for other parents out there in the middle of that decision. You become a visible sign that families can indeed choose love. If you're LGBT,
Yeah, I just recently something happened where I was realizing that whoever I was talking to was really listening. Oh, we were having a garage sale, and we talked about, she apologized for, taking 2 trips to get the stuff to her car and all this stuff. And I said, and when she came back, I said, please don't apologize. You don't need to apologize. From an older woman to a younger woman, we apologize way too much. And she said, you're the 3rd person today to tell me this.
Wow.
And it really, really affected her. She commented afterward to us. She messaged us saying, I came for the whatever it was I bought, and I got a paradigm shift.
Yeah, left with a changed heart.
You left with a changed heart. Yeah. And I thought that's what we're here for each other for.
Yep.
I often underestimate the power of my voice in just daily doings. And so I talk to you as parents that are listening, not to undervalue the position you have as a parent to speak up. That's what Rob was saying is to use your voice because you have clout as a parent in the church and in the spaces you're involved in. So use it for good.
Yep. Very good. Very good.
Please.
If you're an LGBTQ plus person, your presence matters too, but only if it's safe for you, of course.
Yeah.
And there's no obligation to burn yourself out. We talked about that last time.
There's an anti-obligation. Don't burn yourself out.
So just show up, do something, show up. That's great. Leads us to number 5, which is listen, learn, and educate. And sure, why not? Let's start now.
Okay, that's the 5th thing. And that's ongoing and foundational. Listen, learn, educate. Listen to queer voices, especially voices that are different from your own experience. Learn LGBTQ plus history. Learn how we got here. Learn whose voices have been silenced and why. And then share what you learn. And just have it be fun. Don't become a PhD in something where you're tearing your hair out. Just enjoy. And, we want to be practical in this. If you're listening right now and thinking, I want to do something and I don't know where to start, here's a starting point.
I'll give you a starting point.
Okay.
Visit freedhearts.org. I mean, right when this we're almost done, really go to freedhearts.org, pick a resource, pick a video course, pick a book, choose another podcast episode, listen to it, do it, and share it. Okay? Today, right now, on your social media, share it. Beloved, that I can't tell you how important that is. Again, take a video course, find a resource you like, find an episode you love of the podcast, and do it, and then share it on your social media.
Yeah. And you can tell them it's free. So there's, you're just doing it as a gift to people. You don't need to add commentary. You don't need to debate anyone. You don't, you just want to widen the circle. And education doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. And when affirming resources circulate, they interrupt harm in quiet, meaningful ways.
Yeah. I mean, look how much the negative memes and things circulate, how much they interrupt our quietness with harm.
Yeah.
Positive resources, when they circulate, can interrupt
Our harm
with quietness and peace and joy. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. And we have a little bonus.
Ooh.
These are a few more ways to be a helper before we close. Protect trans kids publicly and unapologetically. Silence is read as agreement. Don't be silent.
Yeah.
Check in on LGBTQ people just to remind them they're not alone. Take breaks. Burnout doesn't help anyone, really.
Yeah, so again, back on the river, celebrate on the boat, dance, celebrate, be joyful.
Take a nap, let the sun shine on your
Remember, that is advocacy.
face.
As people see that's like, ooh, I want that, Yeah. That's very powerful.
And just continue to grow. People will see that.
Yeah.
And you will experience growth from it.
Yeah. So
people, we look around and we see people changed minds and changed hearts, and we learn from each other.
Yeah.
So just grow in your own space,
and just be present.
and people will see that. That's not the point of it, but that just happens.
Yeah, and just be present.
It's just organic.
Just be present, yeah. So we want to leave you with this. Change, beloved, change doesn't happen all at once. It never has, but it does happen. The river keeps flowing. It always has. It always will. It always wins. It always moves forward. Because people like you decide that love is worth believing in, that families are worth protecting, that queer lives are worth celebrating.
Yes.
So if you've been waiting for the right time to do more, if you've been looking for a sign, this is it. This is it. Now's the time. The best time to start, the best time to ramp it up is now.
Now.
Right now. That's right. So thank you for listening. Thank you for caring. Thanks for being here. As always, we love you. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
You've been listening to the Freed Hearts Podcast. We have extensive resources and vibrant, inclusive community for you at freedhearts.org. Please come say hello. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for the podcast, just email us at podcast@freedhearts.org. Audio engineering is by Luke Johnson. The music is provided by our child, the Grammy-nominated Saint Sinner. You can find out more about him and his music at saintsinnermusic.com. Please share, subscribe, and follow on your favorite platform and support if you can. And thanks for listening.